up, peeps? Tony Baker here, back with another movie review. This time I'm reviewing Marvel's Eternals. All right, now I'm sure y'all have read and have heard about the negative press and the critics not liking the Eternals, and it's the lowest on Rotten Tomatoes. It's this, it's that, it's yeah. You hear a lot of people judging the movie before they even saw it. No, it's the longest movie since Endgame, and it's long, and there's a sex scene in it. Hush. Go see it for yourself. Form your own opinions out here, man. Eternals. First of all, when they announced the Eternals, me myself, I grew up reading the comic books. I wasn't that privy to the Eternals in the comic books. I knew about them, but I didn't really tap all the way in to the Eternals as a property on Marvel. It's just like, yeah, I knew about them, but I didn't know. So I was like, this is gonna be cool because it's gonna be fresh to me. It's gonna be a fresh experience. It's gonna be, I'm not going in with, oh, they should have did this. Well, in the comic books that I knew, I didn't have that attitude going in, which is something I was looking forward to. And the ensemble cast was dope. I was like, oh, okay. The ensemble, the diversity, let's get it. I was all in. And then you start to hear the rumblings in the critical reviews, and it's at a 50-something% on Rotten Tomatoes. First of all, I can't help it. I'm guilty of this too. We put too much stock in Rotten Tomatoes. And there have been plenty of times where something to get a super fresh rating, that pumps you up, like, oh man, Rotten Tomatoes. And then I go in there and it's like, it was cool, but it was all right. And then I look at some of the movies I love that were rotten on Rotten Tomatoes, like Bad Boys 2. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. Eternals. First of all, I want to give Marvel credit for being able to juggle this many antagonists in such a short amount of time. Now, a lot of you think Eternals is a long movie. It has to be a long movie because we got 9 characters to worry about. This is an origin movie, which in turn means they don't have just one character to focus on. They got a whole team. Imagine if Avengers was made with no pre-Iron Man, no pre-Cap, no pre-Thor. We just go in straight to the Avengers. It wouldn't have hit the same. It probably wouldn't have worked. I'm giving credit to Marvel, Kevin Feige, and the director and the writers, some credit here. Like, they juggled around a lot of different characters and made me care about them in a short amount of time. Now, some of them got skimmed on character development. Some were more developed than others. A lot of people thought it was convoluted, how they were jumping back and forth throughout time. Too much exposition. These are the typical complaints of the movie. But for me, one, it didn't feel long to me. I don't mind a long movie, and it didn't feel long. I was invested, it was easy to follow, and I was all in. I cared about the characters. And the action was actually exciting to me because, I didn't know, I felt like anybody could get it. Because it was an ensemble cast, I wasn't sure who was going to live or die, and that was exciting to me. I thought the cast did a pretty good job. The special effects, of course, were top-notch. I enjoyed it. I was in there like, yo, I'm having a good time. Finished my popcorn early. I was like, yeah, man, And the story was easy to follow. And it pissed me off for 2 reasons. One, when you look at a Celestial, I realized that they could have made Galactus look like that in the Fantastic Four, Rise of the Silver Surfer. Instead of it being a cloud cop-out, they could have had an actual humanoid presence hovering outside the planet. Because the Celestials looked amazing, okay? Another thing that pissed me off, they know how to make people run fast and look dope. Makari, the speedster, looked dope when she was running. I don't know what the hell the Justice League movie was thinking when they made the Flash run like he does in that goddamn movie. His feet, I don't know what it is about his feet placement. It was some of the worst fast running this side of the Mississippi. When Makari ran fast, it looked dope as hell. So just know that, Justice League, Flash, going forward, let's get the running in order, man. Let's get that tightened up. The sex scene that they talk about in the Eternals, it wasn't all that, man. It ain't no big deal. It ain't no big deal. It wasn't. I didn't even notice that was the first sex scene.
It's not technically because in Iron Man 1, doesn't he sleep with the one
Iron Man 1, he did sleep with that reporter early in the movie. They smashed. We knew what it implied. We knew they got busy. She woke up with the covers, holding the covers up. So I'm like, man, come on, man. Y'all was stretching that. They might have did that as more promotion for the movie. It might have been a marketing tactic, and it might have worked. And maybe it turned some people off. But it wasn't all that. It wasn't like they was getting it in. It wasn't like an HBO original series. They wasn't smashing, making no in the headboard. They set it up like it was going, like somebody was going to get their back blown out. And there was no back blowout. It was tasteful. It was subtle. Man, ain't nobody got time for that. And then other countries want to get mad because there's a gay character involved. And the thing, come on, y'all. Gay people are out here. They exist. Y'all still mad? Y'all still mad that gay people exist? Enough. Enough. Gay people been here. And they gonna be here, man. Accept it. Don't give me that they shoving it down our throats. No, they're not. They're just showing you that sometimes people gay. It is what it is. Sick of it, man. But forget all that, man. Y'all want to know the smooth jazz review of Eternals. Well, here it is. Oh, yeah. I'm giving Eternals. I'm going to give Eternals a flimsy 4 saxophones out of 5. Yeah, man. Flimsy, though. But since I don't have an in-between 3.5 and a 4, I'm giving it a flimsy 4. Because there were issues that I will get into later on. I'm doing the spoiler, review, so stay around for that. All right, peeps, that's my no spoiler review of Eternals, real quick. Now I'm about to go into Spoilerville. All right, so movie opens up. They tell you they wake up. The Eternals wake up. They get the little thing into the neck piece and they wake up. Now their job is to make sure that the deviants don't kill the human beings. And the sole purpose of that is to make sure that humans can grow and cultivate and do all these certain things. That's the Eternals' role. They're like, all right, we got to go down here. We only interfere when the deviants attack the human beings. Simple enough, right? So we introduce to these characters via, they introduce Cersei and Icarus first. They wake up and be like, hey, man, you out here? I'm out here as well. Yeah, I'm out here. And then they looking at Earth as they go to it. And shout out to the spaceship. Spaceship looked like a Kit Kat bar. Like when they first show it passing the sun, it reminded me of a Kit Kat bar. And I get hungry every time. So they go down there and they putting the work in. You know what I'm saying? Icarus, what's his name? Kingo, Gilgamesh, Thena. They out here fighting, putting that work in. And so you see that the Eternals are about that life. They can handle themselves. They can fight. And then some of them stayed on the ship. So I was like, oh, these must be the thinkers right here. You know what I'm saying? Druig and Phastos and, Sprite was in the ship. I can't remember if Makari was down on the battlefield or up in the ship. But they're just establishing the different powers that they all have. Salma Hayek plays Ajak. And she's pretty much the leader of the crew. And her ability is, I guess, to heal. So, and the Eternals, they're immortal. They just out here. They don't age. They just out here. And Sprite is mad because she's stuck in a childlike form, which I get. You know what I'm saying? It's like Kirsten Dunst in Interview with the Vampire. You don't want to stay little for an eternity. Man, that sucks, man. Because she in the club hollering at somebody hollering at her. It's a fake hologram, though, of, And how would you feel as a man? You at the club, you see a young woman, you're like, hey, man, you know what I'm saying? You in there, you putting your beard in. You try to touch her. You realize you're not even touching her actual hand. Then you find out she was a little girl the whole time. But the little girl is thousands of years old. So technically, she's cougaring you, but visually, you're cougaring her. It's confusing all the way around. She's more than a grown woman, but visually, you can't do the disconnect. You're still a child in my eyes, even though you're about 5,000 years old? Yeah, you're too young for me. It's weird to even say that. But that's the dynamic she's stuck in. Cersei, she's a professor at a college. You know what I'm saying? She can just manipulate matter. Like she can take a plate of grits and turn that plate of savory grits into like gold chips, solid gold chips. Now she had a plate of sweet grits. She would turn that into biohazard waste. Like, you know, a Chernobyl trash can bin. She would turn sweet grits into that. You know, that's the equivalent of savory versus sweet. I just wanted to throw that in there. So Cersei has that power. She's carrying. You find out that Cersei and Icarus used to date. They used to date for centuries. And then they broke up like 500 years ago. Can you imagine? Like, yeah, you know, we used to date. It was about 5 centuries ago. Wait, what? 5 centuries ago? And what does 5 centuries feel like when you really live that long? That's a long ass time. Yeah, he just took off and left. We didn't even get a good reason on why Icarus left in the relationship. We find out later, but in the moment, we like, man, he just left. And where'd he go? And you ain't found him in 500 years? Come on, man. I want answers. So they hanging out. And meanwhile, Cersei is dating this new dude, which is Jon Snow from Game of Thrones. We got 2 Game of Thrones actors in here, by the way. Icarus and the dude she's dating. I'm going to call him Jon Snow, but I'm going to call this dude Icarus because, you know, that's who he is now. Superman-looking cat. Flying around, square-headed, you know what I'm saying? Eye beams. Very Superman-like. Superman, Angelina's character, Thena, was like Wonder Woman. And then Makari was like the Flash. And then, you know, everybody else felt a little bit different. But I see what y'all doing, Marvel. Marvel admit that you bit DC's style. Even though I'm pro-Marvel. I'm a Marvel head, but y'all was biting off DC. And you know you was. You know you was. So we got Icarus, eye beam, super strength, flight. We got Gilgamesh, hands. He got the heavy hands, man. He was putting the smack down on these deviants, man. Smacking them. He did that literally one time. He's like, came down on the slaps. You know what I'm saying? Gilgamesh was one of the character favorites because he was loyal. He was down for the cause. When Thena started having that madness of all the different memories that they've been accumulating through all these different lives on different planets, she started attacking her whole crew. She was attacking her own teammates. They were like, yo, Thena, what's going on? I don't know. I'm sorry I attacked y'all. We gonna have to reset your memory thing to get you back on track. She was like, nah, man, I wanna be me, and like, you know, you still gonna be you. You just won't remember that. Nah, man, I wanna keep my memories. And then Gilgamesh was like, hey, man, we ain't got to erase her like that or kill her. I'll just hang with her, and when she attacks, I'll fight her. We'll just be isolated. That's a good dude, man. Gilgamesh is a good dude. He was willing to isolate himself with Thena, even though she out here crazy with it. He was willing to do that. He getting beat up every so often hanging with her. Isolated for hundreds of years. Gilgamesh is a real one, you know what I'm saying? We got Kingo, which is played by Kumail Nanjiani. I hope I said this. Please forgive me if I fumbled the name. I'm not like Rebecca on Watch Mojo. Rebecca on Watch Mojo is a pronunciation queen. I'll be fumbling. My apologies. I didn't like his powers. He had the pew pew. He had the pew 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 pew. So he would shoot like, you know, beams of concussive energy from his hands, and he could let it build up a little bit, but it was still just pew pew. And like, you know, pew pew pew. I guess it's kind of cool, but it kind of wasn't. It was just like pew pew pew. Makari had dope. She was a speedster, and then Druig had mind control, which is dope. But and Fastos could just create anything. You know, a lot of people are asking which eternal power would you want to have? Would you want to have the healing, the invention creation, the mind control, the warrior goddess fighting ability that you can make weapons, the I-beam flight super strength, the ability to change anything into something else on the molecular level, the holograms and fake visuals, the pew pew, or the smackdown hands. And I'm going. Me, myself, personally, in real life, I would go with Fastos because I can create things that make me super wealthy. That's the most practical in this day and age Yeah, it'd be cool to fly and do I-beams, but what am I really gonna do with that? And it'd be cool to kind of change things to anything, and I don't know if I really want to do that all the time. But I feel like I could become a billionaire by really inventing some dope shit. And that's Fastos. What you going with, Cam?
His or I like the transmutation, which was cool, like
Changing things into something else.
I mean, if you want money, just change it to gold.
You could get a newspaper and turn that newspaper into gold or sheets of cash. That's true too. You could become wealthy in that way. Man, that's tough. But the more fun, the little kid, Tony, give me that speed. Give me that. I really don't want mind control because there's too much room for corruption having that power. Like, it's too much. I don't like playing with people's minds, so I really wouldn't want that power. And it'd be too tempting to just.
I think you never had any true friends.
Right. It's just like, am I doing that to you? Am I manipulating? I know I don't want the holograms. I know I don't want the pew-pew. I really don't need the smackdown hands. Oh, the healing would be dope. The healing would be dope. And can she heal others?
Yeah.
Oh.
The other teammates. I don't know about teammates.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I don't know. It's a tough one. It's a tough one. Anyway, back to the movies, man. The recaps. So they established the deviants. The deviant attacks Cersei and Sprite. So they get into, and my man Jon Snow is with them. So he's just like, he's seeing all of this, and he's like the doe-eyed new boyfriend in love with a girl that little does he know she's thousands of years old, but she looks fantastic. She has a great face. Give him a chance. It's nice to look at in the face. So he's just along for the ride. They find out that this deviant can heal itself. They're like, yo, what's up with this? Because, Icarus shows back up to fight the deviant, and then they reconnect, and it was like, yeah, man, it's getting real out here. The deviants are back, but they're attacking us now. It's different now. They were attacking the humans. Now they're attacking us. So now they got to get the band back together. And I'm a fan of getting the band back together. Whenever there's a movie about, we got to get the band back together, I love that. And so, throughout the movie, they show the Eternals fighting during different time periods of like Tenochtitlan and like these historical eras in time. You see the Eternals fighting off the Deviants, and then you find where the disconnect was or why they disbanded as a group, because it was just like, they keep fighting each other. We don't have to sit here and watch them kill each other like this. Druig is like, y'all can kill me, but I'm not about to sit here and watch this repeatedly. So I'm going to just mind control this. I'm going to stop this war, stop these kids from getting killed, stopping all these families from getting killed, people getting burned at the stake, all of that. Y'all can kill me if you want, but we out. So he mind controls the crew up out of there. So he's gone. So this is pretty much where they branch off and everybody goes their separate ways for centuries. Sprite and Cersei, they stayed together, but everybody else was like doing their own thing. And throughout the movie, you find out like, Kingo, he became an actor in Bollywood, so he was killing it. And like, how do you pass it that you never aged? Oh no, this is my great grandfather, this is my grandfather, this is my father, this is me, so genius. Fastos we didn't really see or where he was. Salma Hayek, Ajax, he was just living in South Dakota somewhere on a ranch, just chilling. You know what I mean? So we're just finding out where everybody is in the world. And when they go to her place, they found out that she's dead, that the deviant came and killed her. So they find her dead body. So they're like, man, it's real out here, man. She's dead, man. So in that moment, the little whatever leadership bubble that goes into the neck of the Eternals goes into Cersei, so she becomes the conduit between Arishem, which is the celestial that created them, and Cersei, and that way she can relay the messages from him to the rest of the Eternals. Now, a lot of people thought, Icarus should have been the next in command, but it was given to Cersei, so now she can talk to him directly, and it's like, man. Throughout this, they find out that I want y'all to, since Thanos made everybody disappear, and when they brought everybody back, that provided the necessary energy to kickstart the celestial that was brewing inside the earth. So this celestial is supposed to come out of the earth, destroy the planet, and then create new ones, because that's what Celestials do. So they like, this whole time you sent us here to protect humans, but you're gonna destroy everybody just so you can cultivate this new Celestial. And so they just like, oh, what the hell is this? And then we find out that Icarus wants this to happen the way it's meant to happen. And so he ended up, in fact, killing Ajax, Salma Hayek. So he was like, yeah, man, I can't let this happen. Because Ajax was like, yo, we kind of going against the leadership and we going to do our own thing because we just tired of the rules. So he made sure that Ajax was down for the count so they can in turn be like, yo, the Deviants is out here tripping. Now, the Deviants, mind you, when they killed her, they were able to get some of the energy from Salma Hayek. That's how they were able to heal when they attacked Cersei and Sprite. So now, in another battle, when they go find, what's my man, Druid, in this little village of, his I don't know what you call his crew, like his village, the cult, if you will. The cult of Druid out there in the forest, in the jungles of the Amazon. They end up fighting more deviants. One of the deviants ends up getting Gilgamesh, kills Gilgamesh, absorbs his essence, and in there becomes more aware of itself, can talk now, can communicate, can stand upright. And I'm just like, yo. And this is one of the areas where this movie dropped the ball. They didn't really keep that going. They didn't really establish more from the enlightened deviant. I feel like they kind of just threw that away so we could focus on Icarus and his betrayal and him being shady. But was he really shady? Was he really shady in the confines of he was doing what he was made to do? He was made to literally make sure that other Celestials can be born out of planets to create more planets and more life. Icarus was just sticking to the code. He was sticking to the company guidelines. He was being a good manager. That's the manager you want at Dairy Queen. He's going to look at that bottom line. Everybody else is like, nah, I don't know. We're going to give people free fries, free blizzards, free burgers, free banana splits. Nah, man, we ain't supposed to be doing that. So is Icarus really evil? Is he really the bad guy? I don't know. You can't really say that. Given that they're going to create so much more life, who are we to say that the Earth isn't worth the billions of, other souls or the trillions of other souls, or what other galaxies can come from this new Celestial? So it's a tough gray area, which I feel like Marvel is strong at with their villains. And I think that's important because they make the villains more than just black and white. There's always a gray area, and that makes it more compelling, in my opinion. Now they got to go get Phastos. Phastos was upset at humanity because he helped create the atomic bomb. And once the bomb went off in Hiroshima, he was just like, I'm done with this. I'm done with this shit. I'm done. I'm out. He cried on Salma Hayek. He was like, I'm out, man. I can't do this no more. So he went and started a family in Chicago. And so he was living there with his husband. They got a son. And so they like, yo, man. They pull up to the crib like, hey, man, we need you back in the game. We need you back in the mix with them hot mixtapes you be making. Because Phastos got the mixtapes, man. He be making the hot platters, the computers, whatever you need fixed. He's the guy. And they're like, nah, man, I ain't doing it no more, man. You know what I'm saying? I can't pull up for y'all no more, man. But if you don't, everybody dies, including your little adorable son with the dimples. But nah, man, all I care about is my family. But bro, if you don't help us, your family's dead, son. What are you not getting? He's like, oh yeah, good point. Let's roll. You know what I'm saying? Because his husband had to pull up and be like, yo, man, go do your thing. I'm mad that the husband had to tell you, go do your thing. If I got an opportunity to save my loved ones, I'm doing it. I'm not going to be like, look, I love y'all so much, I'm going to sit here and do nothing and watch us all die together. No! You fight for the lives of your family so they can live. If you got to put your life on the line, so be it. That's true love right there. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. All right, so they do all this. And he comes up with the plan to make a Unimind to where, all right, so we can combine our essences, our powers, into one being, which is Druid, mind control the new celestial that's gonna come out of the core of the earth. We mind control him to not come out, to be stillborn in a sense. That's the plan. Oh, side note, Makari was on the ship the whole time. She was on the ship for hundreds of years, just hanging out around the ship. And she was quiet,
She was stealing stuff too, artifacts.
Oh, she was stealing artifacts?
That's where they all came
So she was stealing artifacts the whole time. She was up to no good. Why was she stealing the artifacts? Man, I mean, if you can go super fast, I'd steal some artifacts too. And I love the fact that she was deaf. I love that I have a soft spot for characters that don't talk in movies, whether they be mute, deaf, whatever. I've always wanted to play a role where I have no lines in the movie, but I'm in there, real emotion, just quiet. Makari's my favorite Eternal. So she was on the ship just chilling, reading books super fast. And so they get the band back together. But then they find out that Icarus was the one that killed Ajax and kind of set this whole thing in motion. So it was like, yo, you really doing this to us, man? Come on, bro. You supposed to be. And they know they kind of outmatched because Icarus is pretty powerful. And I took, even though they never said it, I took it like maybe Druid can't mind control other Eternals. That was the vibe I was getting because he never mind control anybody on the crew. So they never said that, but that's the vibe I was getting. Because if it was like, if we got to take him down, he could just mind control him, right? But they never did that. And so the exciting part of the movie for me was Gilgamesh had died. Ajax had died. So now I'm like, yo, anybody can die in this ensemble. So that made the movie more exciting for me when they fought Icarus, was because anybody can die next. Sprite stabbed Cersei. When Makari was going head to head with Icarus, I was like, yo, is she gonna survive? Is she gonna die next? I didn't know who was gonna get it. Their original plan was Druid. Icarus hated on that, fumbled the ball, so now they all around, they fighting him, and then the Deviant comes back, to fight everybody. Athena fought Icarus, tried to distract him, but then he caught wind of it. He went back to catch them by the island because they found the source of the emergence. The emergence is when the Celestial comes up out of... Side note, the Celestial partly came out, and that had to fuck up the Earth. We need to see the ramifications of the partial come out, the partial emergence. You see the hand and you see the head. For the hand and the head to come out like this, that had to cause major tsunamis, climate change, your shifting mantle, the Earth's core, all of this should have caused catastrophic volcano eruptions and earthquakes around the world for him to stop mid come out. I want to know about the damage that was done. But anyway, the Deviant coming in the Icarus, they fighting both of them, and then the Deviant is fighting Athena, and Athena's like, yo, I've been waiting for this, you know what I'm saying? Kills the Deviant. Even before the Deviant really got going and really developed as a straight villain. And then Icarus, he shows up on Cersei and like, yeah, he breaks free from Phastos, which Phastos put in more work than I anticipated. Phastos and Makari and Athena was putting in work in the fights. Cersei was just trying to get focused on doing something to the Celestial, and his Sprite was just, he knocked her ass out. She was shady. She was just following Icarus around just because she had a crush on him for mad centuries. Man, forget him, man. So then when it's crunch time, Icarus shows up on Cersei and he's like, I can't do it because I love you. Man, you loved her the whole time. You could have been not did this. You could have saved us the fights and the worry. And so they end up doing the Unimind thing, and they poured it all into Cersei, who essentially turned the Celestial into like a marble, or was it ice? It was something. So we stopped the emergence mid-emerge, and it's just frozen in place in the waters off of, Southeast Asia somewhere. And it's just stuck there, which is pretty cool to see. You know it's going to be a tourist attraction. The Hand of Tiamat, or whatever his name was. So then after they do this, Kingo, he bowed out of the fight. He was just like, man, I agree with what Icarus is talking about, but I don't want to fight y'all to do this, so I'm going to just opt out. He opted out. He took his faithful chauffeur / camera guy with him, which is a character I love, by the way. And he didn't even fight. Pew Pew was out of here. Pew Pew did nothing. Once the final battle was completed, Icarus felt guilty, so he flies into the sun. You see what they did there? The legend of Icarus is he's a character, mythological character that flew too close to the sun. And then, I don't think he's dead though. I don't think the sun could have killed him. Sprite, they were like, yo, Sprite, since you being a hoe and you don't want your powers no more, you just trying to opt out, I still got some juice left from the Unimind. Cersei was like, I can turn you human if that's what you want. She's like, yeah, turn me human in this hoe. I was like, all right, here you go. And so, turns her human. So they go on, cut to Erisham, the celestial that made them, that gave them the mission. He snatches up Phastos, Cersei, and Kingo. And like, yo, y'all did some bitch shit. I didn't like it. We about to review the tape to see if indeed the humans are worth saving. If I feel like they ain't, I'm coming back to handle this. So he literally showed himself to the world, snatched those 3 up, and dipped off. And then the other Eternals, oh, that's right. So it was Thena, Makari, and Druig got in the Kit Kat ship, which I call the Kit Kat bar, and they're going around looking for other Eternals. They lose contact of the 3 Eternals they left on Earth because, you know, the Celestial was like, bring y'all asses here to the accounts receivable office. They in the manager's office. And then, while they're on that ship, Star Fox pulls up, Eros, and Pip the Troll. Eros is played by Harry Styles, so the girls went crazy in the audience. Dope post-credit scene. So now, Star Fox is Thanos' brother. His better-looking brother. The ladies love this guy, you know what I'm saying? So you can see why Thanos is like, man, I ain't feeling this. He purple. He got the wrinkled up chin. You looking at this good-looking dude. And Pip the Troll just happy to be here, man. He got a cigar. He can teleport. So it's going to be interesting to see how he plays out within everything. And Star Fox was never like a solid good guy or a bad guy. He kind of played the field. But he was a good time. And cut to Cersei's boyfriend, Jon Snow. He had a family history that he was about to reveal to her, but then she got scooped up by the principal and was like, yo, in my office now. So she gone. But it turns out he has the ebony blade, which is the weapon of the Black Knight. And he goes to grab it, and then he hears a voice off camera like, are you sure you ready for this? And we're like, whose voice was that? Turns out it was Blade's voice. So man, as he reached for the ebony blade, Blade tells him off camera, you sure you ready for this, dog? And then he looks over. Great post-credit scenes, man. Eternals, man. They did a lot for such a small period of time with so many different characters. I personally enjoyed it. I think it's better than Thor 1 and 2. I think it's better than Iron Man 2 and 3. I think it's better than Ant-Man and Wasp. I think it's better than Black Widow. I think it's better than Incredible Hulk. I think it's better than Captain Marvel. And I think it's better than Captain America, the First Avenger. Just off the rip, off the top of my head, Eternals is better than those 9 films, in my opinion. That's just me. Y'all let me know what you thought in the comment section below. Did you like it? Are you really listening to the critics? Are you making your own opinions? Let me know in the comment section below. Also, who's your favorite Eternal? And whose power would you want to have? Let's talk about that, man. Cue it up in the comment section. Listen, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And as usual, we out here.